Hello, how you doing? Jerry McKeever again here, video number three, I think. Um, I want to tell you why I think that we have all the ingredients we need, all the raw materials we need to progress with something like I have suggested, a democratic revolution. Um, I call my idea Banocracy. The title of my first book was Banocracy, Democracy's Last Chance. And I believe this is our last chance. We're at the last chance. So now if we don't get something going, it's not going to be up to me to call a party the Democratic Party. It's going to be up to people who gather, hopefully, at some stage to form sort of think tank or Ardash to discuss what they're going to call themselves, what the manifesto actually looks like. Hope it's not going to be too far divorced from the manifesto that I'm suggesting. Um, Number one in our list of vital ingredients are the people. The people to stand as candidates in the 43 constituencies we have in Ireland at the moment. I believe you're going to find one or two really good, serious, respectful, empathetic people standing to get elected. They may stand as individuals, as independents, because they feel they can't align with the party. If we give them that party, that umbrella, that banner to stand behind, to come under, then they can say, yes, I'll join that tribe, I'll join that group. And that's going to give them much more profile, much more gravitas, much more chance of getting elected to form that party that we need to see. We also believe that the people out there who actually don't vote anymore, why do they not vote? A lot will say there's no one to vote for. Let's give them someone to vote for. Let's try and attract that 40% of people in Ireland who don't vote. Let's try and attract even a third of those back to the polls if there's someone to vote for. 13% could be vital in getting elected. I mean, in the last election, Fine Gael and Fianna Fáil between them got 42% of the voters out of 60% of people who could have voted. So if you're chatting with 25% of people voted for Fine Gael and Fianna Fáil who for electorate, you give us 13% back, people don't vote, automatically got half that number already before people even change to your party. So the people I believe are out there. Number two, we need the money, we need the finance. For the same reason, I think that will come on board. People who feel they don't want to stand as candidates, but feel that they can make a contribution to the party with finance, etc. Who feel the country needs a change, etc. I think the money would come online, and that's backed by an idea too. There's a crew in America and the UK called the Patriotic Millionaires. They are millionaires and billionaires who feel that they're very wealthy. They themselves, plus their fellow millionaires and billionaires, should pay more tax. They want to see what they call an oligarch's rule. Um, the oligarch's rule is basically a statement that people worth 12 million to 120 million in America should pay a wealth tax of 2%. People worth 120 million to 1.2 billion should pay 4%. People worth 1.2 billion to 12 billion should pay a 6% wealth tax. And those people, there are only a few who are worth 12 billion to 120 billion should pay 8%. And even the people above this on the 120 billion plus should pay maybe 9%. A wee stretch. And I mean, at the end of the day, if Elon Musk had to pay an 8% wealth tax, God knows the shares could go up 10% in the next couple of months anyway. Will they even notice it? They won't even notice it. I mean, enough is enough. They have more than enough. And really, a point about the patriotic millionaires is that these people are obviously good, altruistic people, but that's not their prime reason for forming this group. Their prime reason for forming this group is because they feel society, law and order, and the world in general is falling apart. They're afraid of this for themselves and their children. They want to see a better world. And, really, does this even serve the very, very wealthy? This direction? There's a new word in the vocabulary of many of the very wealthy people, probably the 0.1% of the wealthiest people in the world. And that word is ROL, WROL. And it is made up of the phrase without rule of law. These people are envisaging and sometimes engineering a future whereby the structure of society falls apart, law and order falls apart. Some of these people are questioning whether they should buy tracts of land in Alaska or New Zealand to build their billionaires' caves where they can live safely. How do they protect themselves? Do they hire SAS, SEALs to protect them? What happens if they turn against them? You know, really, is this what they want? I would say to those people, be careful what you wish for. If that's what you're manufacturing and striving for, good luck to you. But I don't see you living in an ideal world neither. Look, we have to do something there and this leads us on to the next thing that we need. We need jeopardy. That decline is there. People have said to me, people won't vote for change until things get worse. I would say, how bad do things have to get? People have said to me, you can't vote your way out of this. They're suggesting maybe a more violent, more physical approach to what we're seeing. Maybe they're right. I think if they're doing that in the meantime, we need to go on and actually fix a system, form a party that when the election comes, we'll be ready for to do this legally, to do it properly. So the jeopardy is there. We still have a democratic process. Is it toxic now because there's too much information, misinformation, malinformation, bots, the media that really doesn't tell the whole story, that doesn't give us a true picture of how things are, that will paint the picture of the government. We have NGOs as well at the moment who are singing the government's tune because the government funds them. The democratic process is toxic. It's been diluted. But we still have it there. And if we can actually form something like I'm talking about, and I'm talking about democratic revolution. Revolutions happen very quickly. I want this to happen quickly. I want you to subscribe and share to get this going. I want all the good people who can have concern for themselves, for the future of Ireland, for their children, to get together and do something. This could be very, very quick. We need to form this quickly. And who knows, maybe if this is formed quickly, we won't have to wait for that election to see people come together. Maybe if this forms quickly, we could have such a massive, massive tidal wave of support that people could demand this election to put us into power. So we have that democratic process. We need to use it. We have all these tools. Let's use them. The last thing we need, the last piece of the jigsaw, is a plan, as a manifesto. And that's exactly what I'm trying to give to you here, is the plan, the manifesto. I think it's there in place. In my book, I have that starter manifesto. We need to form that think tank, get people together to tweak it, to improve it, to come up with a real popular manifesto, not a populist manifesto. There are hard decisions to make here, and we've got to make them. We should form that think tank, get going. Please subscribe and share. Do it now. Contact me, comment. Do it now. Don't leave it till later. Do it now. This thing could possibly take off in months, weeks if we get going properly. Let's do it. You and me can do this together. Give me a hand, subscribe and share. Thanks for watching. All the best. Good luck. Bye-bye. Talk to you later.